Okay, so hi guys, how are you? Just want to fill you in on what has happened in between yesterday and today, since the market resumed on Monday. And on Monday I didn't find any trade. There was no setup, so we skipped that day. So yeah, yesterday there was no trade.
Just show you how
Trade
it
and
was yesterday
today,
on gold.
okay, let me just show you how it was yesterday on gold.
Cinema, they can be. So let me just show you how it was on gold yesterday. So we have this area right here. So this was all before yesterday. It was right about here, moving backwards, and it's an uptrend with no consolidation zone. So there was no breakout to be found. Okay. And today there is sort of a formation, but it's not that clear. I opted on trading on silver. So here's the silver chart, and we found a small trade right here. So previously right here it was an uptrend followed by this consolidation zone right here, which later broke out at this point, and we waited for our retracement back to the support zone, which we took our trade at that point, and it's how it's going, sort of consolidating. It's not going anywhere. What I'm waiting for right now, it has already broken this previous lower high, which means there's a change of structure. So yeah, what I'm waiting for right now is it to uh, break this line right here, which I've already set an alert for, so I don't need to keep watching the chart 24/7. So once it hits this alert, I'll be notified, and you can be sure that it's going all the way to our take profit. So yeah, right now it's having sort of a retracement, but we trust our strategy, and it will go through. By the way, this I've broken one rule for the strategy. These are different strategies. So as you can see, we have not traded along the market bias. Hence why we waited for this sign right here where there could be a change of structure, so that it doesn't backfire on us. But let's see how this one goes. It's sort of risky since it's not my official strategy, but yeah, I'll notify you guys how it goes, whether it will be a take profit or not. But as per following our strategy, there is no trade at the moment. Yeah, there's no trade at the moment, since almost in every pair there is change of structures. Okay, in gold, silver, GPP, USD, they are all changing their structures. If it was an uptrend, it's no longer going in an uptrend. It's now shifted into a bearish movement. You can see right here the GPP USD chart. Okay, so the GPP USD chart has not yet broken out. The price has not yet broken out of its consolidation zone. But if it were to break out and change the structure, we'll wait for it to cross here, and as per our breakout strategy, we'll wait for it to break out here on top. But you can see the resistance is the one which is being tested the most, so most likely the price will shoot down in a bearish movement. So yeah, so as per our strategy today, there is also no trade. Just wanted to fill you guys in. But yeah, there is no trade unless we take this change of structure trades, which I'm hoping it will go well. Yeah, see you guys when it happens.
One eternity later.
Okay, so we are back and we are looking at the trade which we just took right now, and it's not looking good. We hit a loss, as you can see here on the chart. Price came back. This acted as a strong support zone, and the price was not able to break it, and the price ended up shooting back upwards, hitting my stop loss, and that's how we got stopped out of the trade. Okay, yeah, that was an L. You know, still on the journey of learning, and just have to stick to our own strategy and don't do any shady business from now on. That's a lesson learned. So now on today's trade. Today's on Wednesday. This was Tuesday's trade. On Monday we didn't have a trade. This was Tuesday's trade, and I got stopped out today. Maybe in the around the morning I woke up to the stop loss being hit. So on today's trade we're going to look at gold versus USD, and it's looking promising. Pretty much just like what happened in silver. We want the price to break out of this level right here, and then hit a retracement, then continue moving a bearish movement. So the price will come somewhere like this, hit a retracement, and continue up to this resistance zone right here. Okay, you can see this resistance zone right here. Okay, so it goes up to here. This was a retracement for this upward trend, but this here serves as a major retracement and a major support and resistance zone. Okay, so right now what we are doing is we are waiting for price to cross this line right here, and then afterwards it will, on a candlestick with volume closes right below the line, then we'll wait for a retracement and then take the trade. Again, not following our strategy, but just experimenting, just because the strategy which we choose right now does not have any trade at all, because as you can see there is a consolidation, but the breakouts are not following the trend. Okay, so we have this consolidation right here. Let me mark it out for you. Just like that, and clearly you can see that the underside is the one which is being tested the most. So price just keeps on, it wants to break out. So it's the one which is being tested the most, and finally it did. So now what we're waiting for is just a candlestick to close below this line, price to move down a little bit, have a retracement, and then continue moving downwards. So yeah, that's basically what we are looking for. And when something like this happens, the reason we are choosing this as a take profit area right here is because it was after this support system on the 1 day time frame. Let me show you right here. You can see there's a huge support system right here. It supported this price in order for it to shoot up throughout this small consolidation, and a consolidation on the 1 day time frame means it's a huge consolidation. Okay, so this support right here will act as our starting point for this uptrend, and when we go back to the 1 hour time frame, you can see that it is our support zone marked as 1 day support zone. At this point is where the price started moving in an uptrend like this, making the first high, making the first year high and the first low, then second high and a lower high, and continue to this consolidation right here. So this will be the first point where the price will most likely stop, reverse, or break through. So we are choosing that as our stop loss right here. So if price does manage to to close below this level right here and hit a retracement and replace our trade, it would look something like this. The risk reward ratio of 1:2. This is just above this support, this resistance zone right here. The risk reward ratio of 2. Our take profit will be somewhere around there, and it will be a very good trade. So that's what we are looking at right now. Yeah, I know I've not posted from Monday and Tuesday also, but today this whole video consists of the whole week's trade. So Monday's trade where there was actually no trade, Tuesday's trade where I took an L, and today's trade. Let's see how it will go.
One eternity later.
Okay, so we are back and we are out of the trade, and it's not a profit. Okay, it's a loss. Yes, the take profit got hit. Just another day in these markets, and it's part of the learning process. But at least now we have sort of a clean bias of what we are looking at. Okay, so if you take a look at the chart here, this was the trade. We were at 260 or something from the previous trade. I can't remember. And then the take profit got hit. Now we are at 212 again. And
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
sucks. But it is what it is. Just continue trading and practicing. Yeah, so this is the GPP USD pair, and what I'm hoping for, or what seems to be the obvious case here, is that you see this consolidation right here, the one which you had predicted that will break off this and then change structure while it has crossed here. So what I'm predicting that since these two candlesticks right here in the 1 hour time frame have already closed below these ones, okay, this already indicates a change of structure, and this little consolidation right here. So let me just replace this with a line so that it can be clearly seen. Okay, so these candlesticks closing below this line indicates that there is a change of structure into the bearish, into a bearish trend, and you can say that by using this as your high, this as your low, this as your lower high, and this as your lower low. Okay, and looks something like this. So what I'm expecting from this setup right now is already we're forming this sort of consolidation. So this small consolidation right here is actually part of our original breakout strategy. Remember, in this other one, we were not using that strategy. I learned that the hard way. Stick to what you know. And in this one right here, you can see that since the trend is already bearish, if there's a consolidation and it's most likely to break out on the lower side, meaning it's a continuation of the bearish trend, then we'll be okay to exercise our strategy. Okay, and remember the strategy rule number 1: check out the market bias, mark out the highs and the lows of the previous session. Right now the London session has just opened again, and you want to see the reaction of the price, whether it will still continue consolidating or continue to move further downwards. But that's where we are. So what I'm expecting is for market to continue like this, pull back, and continue to where we had originally predicted it. Okay. Yeah. stocks only like that. It was yesterday's trade. Man, it's bad. It's bad. It's not good. It's not good losing at all. Okay, so yeah, this is the kind of structure that we have right now. So what I'm going to do, first of all, we've already identified the market bias, which is a downtrend right now. Since we have, even when you go to the, let's say, 15 minutes time frame, you'll be able to see it in a more detailed way. As you can see, let me map it out for you in the 15 minutes time frame just for sake. Starting from here, the high, low, you can see here, it broke out, price broke out right here, had a retracement, but that didn't indicate change of structure until it broke down below this line, had a retracement, and now it's just consolidating. And that is where we are right now. So this is the structure in the 15 minutes time frame. Okay, clearly a downtrend, and then this consolidation, and then the price will break out right around here, trace, and continue moving downwards. So as I was saying, we identify the trend, it's a downtrend, and then we mark out the highs and the lows of the previous session, which in this case, this right here. Hold on, let's use a different color for that. Let's use white. With that right there, and that will be a low for that session, and this right here. Okay, so even if you look at this consolidation right here, right now we are using the original breakout strategy. Okay, it's a downtrend from the 1 hour time frame to the 15 minutes time frame, downtrend. Then there's a consolidation right here, and which side of the consolidation is being tested more? As you can see, it's the lower side. And how this works is like the low of this consolidation is the flow. Think of it as a weak flow, not a permanent flow. And once you keep hammering it down, the hammer might bounce off, but finally at some point the flow will crack and you'll be able to go right through the flow. Okay, so it's the same exact scenario right here. The price just keeps testing this low, it keeps testing, and finally it will break through. Okay, so once we have already identified the trend, we've marked out the highs and the lows. Now we wait for a breakout. Okay, and the breakout must be flowing with the gradient of the trend. So we wait for a breakout on the lower side. Right now there is not any, and what I'll do, I'll set an alert when price breaks just around there. Just like that. I set an alert so that way I won't have to be watching the charts 24/7. I can be back testing on other pairs by the time the prices of GBP USD cross that alert level, and once it crosses that level, we'll come back, wait for a retracement, and trade. Hopefully this time it's a winning trade, because we are following the strategy. Now it's working. Okay, there are no trades to be found while using this strategy. As you can see, price was consolidating right here, just as we wanted, throughout an uptrend, but it didn't break out on the high side of the breakout, broke out on the low side and changed structure. So what we're waiting for is just a continuation, but we'll see. Yeah, but this is what I'm expecting, and we're waiting for price to cross that alert and we do our thing. So in the meantime, I'll just be back testing the same strategy and learning a few things here and there. Later on today, I'll be posting another videos on today's trade if we find any, and if we not, I'll also notify you. So yeah, just hang out. Let's see how this plays out and hope for the best. Peace.